जय हे जय हे जय हे जय हे जय हे
We, the members of the Topaz House, deem it our privilege and pride to honor our house patron, Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore, on his 79th death anniversary, which falls on the 7th of August. We salute the first Asian Nobel laureate who has, with his mighty pen, made us mighty proud. This exceptional personality was born in Calcutta on the 7th of May 1861 and left us on August 7, 1941, with an unmatched glory to be proud of for years to come. Being his 79th death anniversary today, on behalf of the Topazans, I bow in gratitude and pay my tribute, obeisance and respects to this unmatched personality. Gurudev, a man of inexpressible talents, was not only a genius writer and novelist, but educationalist, nationalist, poet, philosopher, music composer, playwright and a visual artist, all rolled into one.
Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore was born in Jurasanko Mansion, Calcutta, in a prominent wealthy Brahmin family of social and religious reformers. His parents, Maharshi Devendranath and Sarada Devi, bequeathed to him the rich cultural heritage of the family. Being the youngest of 13 siblings, he was much pampered. Fate had something else in store for him. His mother passed away at an early age. Father, being a traveler, was out most of the time. Hence, his upbringing was by maids and servants. He pursued school and studies at home under the tutelage and guidance of private tutors. His refusal to go to school prevented him from completing his education. At a very young age, Tagore was a part of the Bengal Renaissance along with his family.
Fostered freedom of power in language, freedom of imagination in literature, freedom of soul in religions and creeds, and that of mind in social environment. This freedom instilled in Gurudev the confidence in developing the bounties bestowed on him by the Supreme Most. His traditional education began when he was sent to England at the age of 17 to become a barrister to fulfill his father's wish. Instead, Shakespeare's works fascinated him, and he also learned the essence of English, Irish, and Scottish literature and music and returned.
On his return, he married his soulmate Mrinalini in 1883. They had 5 children. In his 19th year of married life, misfortune struck him. It was a jolt out of the blue when he lost his wife in 1902. 2 of his children and his father too passed away in the same period. He was deeply affected by the tragedies. His anguish over his loss is expressed in some of his works.
In 1881, Tagore was entrusted with the charge of managing the family's estates and rural properties in West Bengal. He often stayed in a houseboat on the Padma River. There he came in close contact with the village folks. Acute material and cultural poverty that permeated the villages and the divide between the uneducated rural areas and the city elites led to his determination to devote himself to the rural uplift. His sympathy for them became a keynote for his finest short story.
Tagore always found formal schooling inferior and detested the concept of classroom schooling, for which was born the experimental school Shanti Niketan in 1901. 20 years later, Vishwabharati University took its formation, which challenged the conventional methods of education. The influence of Brahmo Samaj and his exposure in England helped him amalgamate the Indian and Western learning, which attracted pupils from far and wide. He also started Sri Niketan in West Bengal, which was a rural education center. He envisioned an education deeply rooted in one's immediate surroundings but connected to the culture of the wider world. He believed education should revolve around nature to provide spontaneous appreciation of the flora, fauna, and seasonal changes.
Into that heaven of freedom, my father, let my country awake, where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, where knowledge is free.
into that heaven of freedom, my father. Let my country awake. Let my country awake.
Incredible humanist, nationalist, and patriot to the core. He believed in love and peace. This is reflected in his disowning the knighthood song bestowed upon him by the British government in India in retaliation to and protest against the Jallianwala Bagh massacre in 1919. He was active in politics with his total support to Indian nationalism and opposed the British rule. He was a staunch admirer of and found a soulful companion in Mahatma Gandhi, who was a devoted friend. His title Mahatma was conferred by Gurudev. Another notable friend was Einstein. They both shared a common interest, that is, music. A number of patriotic songs were penned down by him to uplift the spirits for India's independence.
Writer par excellence, Tagore's writings reflected his multifarious personality, beliefs, character, thoughts, practices that he possessed, along with the immense attachment to his motherland. His sharp, brilliant, and effective writings bridged the gap between the East and the West. Gitanjali, the most noteworthy, profoundly sensitive, and beautiful collection of 103 poems, which is offering songs to God, was published in November 1910, earned Gurudev the prestigious Nobel Prize. He was the first Asian to have won the award.
Tagore started writing at the age of 8. At 16, his first collection of poems, titled Bhanusimha, was published. By the end of his life, he has written over 25 volumes of poetry, 15 plays, 90 short stories, 11 novels, 13 volumes of essays, and composed over 2,200 songs, and initiated and edited various journals and textbooks. After the age of 70, he created more than 1,000 pictures and sketches. His last poem was written a week before his death. He wrote under the pen name of Bhanu Singh Tagore. The themes he chose were expansive and exhaustive, like religion, gender, feminism, tradition against modernity, friendship, and various facets of relationships. His stories portray the humble lives and their small miseries, which are laced with poignancy and simplicity. All the characters he created are an epicenter of his wisdom and have a mention of mysticism and sentimental beauty of the Indian culture.
Day by day, I float my paper boats, one by one, down the running stream. In big black letters, I write my name on them and the name of the village where I live. I hope.
Waiting by Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore. The song I came to sing remains unsung to this day. I have spent my days in stringing and in unstringing my instrument.
Rabindranath Tagore authored the national anthem of our country. Originally composed in Bengali, it was first sung on the 27th of December 1911 at the Calcutta session of the INC. Tagore himself sang the song for the first time at Annie Besant Theosophical College in Madnapalli, Andhra Pradesh on 28 February 1919. Tagore was a true nationalist and patriot to the core. This is reflected in the national anthem, which binds all the corners of the country, unites people of all faiths, and hails the rich exotic bounties of nature. On 24 January 1950, it was adopted in its Hindi version as the national anthem.
He has also written the national anthem of Bangladesh and inspired that of Sri Lanka's. Many countries have erected statues to pay tribute to the legendary writer. 5 museums are dedicated to Tagore, out of which 3 are situated in India, 2 in Bangladesh.
I am honored and feel privileged to be a part of St. Michael's. I have always focused on feelings and not on actions. Though I travel the soils of many countries, my heart always longs for the flavor of my own soil. My country, that is forever India, the country of my forefathers, the country of my children. My country has given me life and strength. I would like to be born in India again. I continue to dream of a world free from all antagonism of race, nationality, creed, or caste. I reject narrowness which separates a human being from human being. I believe in the Supreme Being, which is Shantam, Shivam, and Advaitam, which means unity in peace, goodness, and universal spirit. For me, religion is love. I am totally impressed by the motto which you have adopted. Faith. Faith is the only word that fills the light when the dawn is still dark. So my message for you all is, by just looking and standing by the water, you will not reach the other side. So my dear Michaelites, remember, with great determination, love and courage, you can all scale great heights.
Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore is no more with us, but his ideas and ideals will continue to inspire and encourage the whole humanity in the days to come. The Bard of Bengal, a true legend of Indian culture, undoubtedly was and still the best literary scholar and artist India has ever produced, who has given a new life to literature, music, and Indian art. We salute him. We, the bearers of the Topaz House flag, do strive hard and will strive harder with faith in our hearts and minds in all aspects, be it in values, culture, scholastic, curricular, or co-curricular events.
যদি ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে, যদি তোরে ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে, তবে একলা চলো একলা চলো একলা চলো একলা চলো রে, তবে একলা চলো একলা চলো একলা চলো একলা চলো রে, যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে।